Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Riddle, and welcome back to my channel if you're a subscriber. It is springtime, so it's time to sow seeds. And I'm going to show you the easiest way to sow seeds inexpensively. Over the years, I've tried a lot of different formulas, sphagnum peat moss with perlite, special seedling dirt, and recently my friend Carrie and I discovered that this mix does really well for starting seedlings. It has just enough soil, sphagnum, and perlite or vermiculite to keep the soil light, yet it has a lot of nutrition for the seedlings at the same time. So it's very light and it works really well. So I save my croissant containers from Costco or any of my berry or vegetable containers, and you can drill holes in the bottom of them or just put it on top of the ground and take a nail and slam holes into the bottom of your plastic container. The thing with seedlings, a couple things you want to be careful is everything should be sterilized. Now I use white vinegar to sterilize my containers, but some people even go as far to sterilize their soil. Easy way to sterilize your soil, if you're doing small amounts, you can actually sterilize them in the oven or in the microwave, or by simply pouring boiling water on the soil and then allowing it to return to room temperature before you put your seedlings in it. One of the biggest mistakes people make with soil is over-watering seedlings. Seedlings need moist soil, but not wet soil. The combination of keeping your soil moderately moist and as sterile as possible will keep your seedlings from getting the root rot that usually kills them off. Now, the other cool thing about using these old vegetable or fruit or croissant containers is it contains the seedlings from contaminants and helps to keep heat inside so the temperature is more consistent, because seedlings actually germinate from warmth, not from light. So if you can find a warm place inside the house or put this on top of a warming pad, I've even used a heating blanket turned on low with a piece of plastic on top of it to get my seeds germinating, because this time of year it's going to dip down every night cooler than we want to for our seedlings. So now you want to pre-moisten your soil. It's a lot easier to moisten the soil before you get it into the container versus afterwards, and this kind of guarantees that you're not going to have the air pockets that may come with trying to water this soil after we already have in our container. And the thing is, seedlings don't need deep dirt. Deep dirt is another formula for them getting some kind of bug that's going to kill them or them rotting in the soil. So you're only going to fill this container maybe a quarter of the way with our soil, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to make our little trench, and we're going to run our seedlings right down inside of this trench, and then we can write directly on the container with a permanent marker right here exactly what we're going to plant. So I'm going to do my first row. I'm going to do peppers. I'm going to write that type of pepper right here. I'm going to place my seeds very carefully going down this trench, and then I'm just going to put a very light layer of soil on top of that, compress it. Another way you can help to keep your soil somewhat bug-free, mold-free, is you can put a little bit of hydrogen peroxide in your spray bottle. If you put a couple tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide in with your water, and if you boil your water or use distilled water and then boil it, anything you can do to keep it as sterile as possible is going to help you. So when you're done doing all your seedlings, you're going to spray the top of your soil really well, and then you're going to just close this up and wait. Now, the cool thing about using this method is if you don't fill your dirt in too deeply, is you know how when the seedlings start to come up, they're going to want light, and they tend to get really thin and leggy. So we're going to pretend this is our seedling here. So what you're going to do, instead of transplanting them right away, is you can just add more soil around the stem of your seedling to make it stable, to keep it from getting leggy. And so what you're going to do, you can do this 3 or 4 times until the soil is all the way up to the top of the container, and you can't close the lid anymore, and your plants will be growing out the top. And this buys you time, and it also will, as high as you fill the soil on your little seedling, everything underneath that soil line is going to turn into roots, instead of having this really weak, gangly seedling that half the time breaks or dies because it's just so weak. So this is a great method for keeping up on those straggly seedlings. And that's pretty much it. So you don't want to you want to make everything as sterile as possible. You want to not fill your soil too high, because seedlings don't need a lot of soil. They just need that perfect medium warmth, moisture, and the basic chemicals that are in the soil. And then once your seedling gets, you know, 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch tall, you don't want to leave it hanging. You want to go ahead and fill soil in around the stem, because that entire stem is going to turn into a root system then. And then you can pretty much leave your seedlings in here until you're ready to harden them outside. I mean, they will grow huge in here because they have just enough soil. And this is just a really good way, cheap, and we're reusing things, which is good for the planet. And it keeps things organized because we can write right onto our container, so we're not going to lose any labels. And it's just, I feel that it's an excellent method to get the job done. That's it. If you have any questions, I hope I didn't speak too fast, but I try to keep these videos short for you because time is so precious for us all. If you like my quick money-saving tips, garden wisdom, art, fix-it things, and occasional magic, please subscribe. It helps. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other, because I believe how we treat each other on the streets is our ultimate reality. Bye, everyone.